How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Happy freaking Wednesday. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I am super excited. It's let me tell you, today is a special live stream, and I freaking hope that it goes off without a hitch, but there is a high likelihood. The story with the system crashes continues. I was setting up for the live stream and it crashed in the middle of the setup. Luckily I hadn't gone live yet, so it didn't count. And I'm hoping that now that the system's crashed, it'll cool off a little bit, you know, like it'll decide to just cut me a break, because today is special. We're celebrating the channel's 1 year anniversary. You see, even if you were to go back into the channel's video history list, you couldn't find the first video that I put on here because I deleted it. It was garbage, it was hot garbage. And, but that video released a year ago today, and I didn't like it. And so I went back, I deleted it, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to do better. And I'm going to focus on doing better every single video. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't, but that effort has led to where we are today. You see, my goal was 1,000 subscribers in the first year. If you want to know where that goal came from, I asked a question in a Metal Complex Ask Me Anything episode, and he actually picked my question, which was, you know, how many subscribers did you have after your first year? And he said 1,000. And so I made it my goal to get at least 1,000 subscribers, which it might not sound like a whole lot. You know, you look at these channels with 20, 30, 40,000, 100,000, and you think that, you know, that's not too difficult, right? Baloney. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And so here we are a year later, and I didn't hit 1,000. We hit 3,500. 3,500 of you hit that subscribe button, and that's huge. That's absolutely bananas. And so today we are going to be celebrating with a giveaway. We're going to raid some channels. We're going to go for about an hour because I honestly don't trust my system not to commit ritual suicide. I believe the Japanese call it harakiri. Yeah, I think an hour is our goal for today. If the stream crashes, guys, if the stream crashes, go to my channel, click on the live section. I will get a new live stream going immediately. I will not leave the giveaway hanging. We will do as many extras as we have to get to the end and give away some knives, because we've got some knives to give away today. And one of them was donated. Oops, flashed an address. One of them was donated by one of our channel mods, Top Dog. You know who you are. Shout out to Top Dog. He donated a CJRB Pyrite, a brand new one, which I was originally planning on giving away this one, but I have a hard time wanting to give away a knife that has a weak detent. Smack the like button. Only you can prevent weak detents. So he actually reached out and ordered one of these for the giveaway. Top Dog, shout out to you. We'll do a live unboxing of the Pyrite with a Pyrite. Here we go. And then I'll catch up with the chat, I promise. All right, here we go. Straight from White Mountain Knives. Ladies and gentlemen, brand new CJRB Pyrite. And this isn't the only knife that we're giving away. It's just one that I wanted to highlight and show off real quick. Black CJRB Pyrite, brand new, never opened and never reviewed, never touched by these greasy paws. But yeah, shout out to Top Dog and to all my channel moderators. Now, I promised that I'd catch up with the chat because boy, I'm running behind. All right, here we go. Hey, we got Steve Sweeney. He says, first in line. Shout out to you, Steve. Good to see you, brother. Gator Aaron says, I won't be able to hang out tonight. Y'all have fun. That's too bad, man. We're giving away knives, but I get it. Life calls. I appreciate you dropping by. We also got my man Jeremy Nidro says, what is up, everybody? What's up, everyone? Mr. B. Walsh is in the house. Of course, the man himself, Top Dog, says, are we live? Brother, we are live. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, baby. We got he says, or he says, Rollshambo, do you play CSGO? Lots of cool knives over there. I don't play CSGO. In fact, when I started the channel, I stopped playing video games altogether because I wanted to take this seriously. So I don't play any video games. That might change in the future. We'll see. Mikey Daily Carey in the house says, what's good, Rollshambo and crew? What's good, Mikey? Good to see you, brother. Mr. Double D is in the house, and we also got Leland Phil. says, says, happy 1 year. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Top Dog says, congrats on 1 year and 3,500 subs. You know, the crazy thing is that this giveaway was supposed to happen last week. It was going to be a surprise on last week's stream. And then things happened. Like the stream crashed, not because of the computer, but because of a power outage. Mother Nature. Yay. We got Ginger Fisher in the house. How's it going, man? Mr. Jay Korskinen says, good evening, all. Good evening, Jay. Good to see you. Knife Nut 69 and Nafs Carry says, congrats on the 35K. We did not hit 35K, not today. We're at 3,500, but you know what? It's 3.5 times more than what I thought we were going to be at or what I had hoped for. So I'm really happy about that. All right. What a week, guys. What a week. I got in 4 of these knives from Beg Knives, and I've been carrying them, experiencing them. Beg Knives, you know, there's a lot of history there, but they were kind enough to reach out to me and say, hey, we'll send you some knives to review if you want to check out what we got. And they've got some cool stuff coming down the pike too, which I'm really interested in. This one, guys, this one has been in my pocket a whole lot, and it might not seem like a whole hell of a lot. This is the Mini Glimpse, the new style that they're coming out with soon that does not have the fuller in the middle. They're still going to make the one with the fuller in the middle, but this is with the flat. And I can tell you, like 70, 80 bucks, I think it's 79 bucks. The action is perfect. You can push button this like an automatic. It's fantastic. The ergos are good, and it has this really badass bag spacer, which just screams like heavy metal. I've been enjoying it. Yeah, it's a good one. But a lot of people are going to say no because it's got D2. I don't care. As long as the D2's done well, and so far it feels like it is. Under 100 bucks, D2 is perfectly fine as long as it's well done. We might actually get Mark from Beg Knives to do an interview with us. So we'll see. More to come on that. Anyways, that's what I've been carrying. What have you been carrying? What's in your pocket today? You carrying a cheap one, an expensive one, a custom one? What do you got? And we got Eugene Krabs in the house and Eli Fox. Top Dog says D2, yuck. As long as it's well done, man. As long as it's well done, D2. That's what I care about. Ginger Fisher says Beg Knives are sweet. They are sweet. And here's the thing. They came out with the Steelcraft series to provide a much lower price on their knives, because their knives typically demand much higher prices. For example, this one, the Beg Osteo, designed by Jared Van Otterloo, like this is an $800,000, $2,000 knife when they do it up. And you know, so to get the same design with the same design elements, all the intense manufacturing, because if you look at this and you only look at the material composition, I promise you're missing out. The amount of thought that goes into it, things like garaged stop pins, the ball bearing pocket clip, which by the way is a Beg design initially. Anytime you see a pocket clip with a ball bearing, Beg Knives did it first, and whoever did that took inspiration from them. So Heretic Knives with the ball bearing clip, yeah, they took inspiration from Beg Knives. You know, they're all over, and it's a really, really interesting history and rich story, which I'm not going to get into because I don't have all the details, but I will, because like I said, we're thinking about doing an interview, which should be good, should be really good. Top Dog says he carried the Concept Cairo and S35 VN and tie. Nice. B Walsh says he's been carrying the actual SPK Lamia that started all the drama between Steingraber and Transparent Knives. Hey, everyone likes a good bit of drama in the knife community, right? I try to avoid it when I can, but I mean, sometimes it's difficult. Ginger Fisher says the Gonzo stainless surprisingly good, but that's Gonzo. You know, I've never actually reviewed a Gonzo before. Who knew? Who freaking knew? Guys, let's go ahead and hop on over to the screen share real quick and see what's going on. Jay Korskin said he carried the Bestech Slither. Good choice. Good choice. And the Yojimbo 2, trying to find goat scales for the Yojimbo 2. You know, when they have the scales that you want in stock, I've learned that that's the time to buy, because sometimes they'll go out of stock and you won't see them come back into stock for months. Months. I shit you not. It can be really difficult sometimes. Double D carried the Concept Excipitor Titanium. Nice. Man, we got some good stuff in our pockets today. Tell you what, if you guys want to know what I carried today, I carried two knives. First one I already showed. This one was in my pocket. The other one that I carried is this guy, and I have not been able to get enough out of this knife. Like, this knife is so much fun to carry. The Lee Williams kickstop, so good. I've already raved about it. I'm sure you guys, I think you guys have seen the review, but so good. So good. Love a good kickstop. Trevor Crystal, my bad, says carried the Wee Esprit and the Boker Rockhopper. Nice. We got Mikey Daly carry with the Benchmade bug out with the Yates brass scales. Sweet. I think you're the first person that said bug out today. Wasn't that like the most carried knife for the last 5-6 years? And we've only got one person rocking a bug out? Damn. It's kind of like the Honda Civic of pocket knives. If I ever make a video on a bug out, that's what I'm going to title it. Benchmade bug out, the Honda Civic of pocket knives. Would you click on it? Probably not. There's been so many bug out videos. We got, let me see. Mikey Daly says that those scales put life back in his bug out. You know, I believe that. There's something about modifying your knife that you carry it a lot. Like, for example, and I know a lot of people don't like what I've done to my Para 3. Some might call it a gas station knife. I don't care. I modified it the way that I wanted to carry it, and I love that. It's a lot for some people, but I carried the stock version of the Para 3 for like 3 or 4 months every single day. Used it for every single cutting task, ignored all my other knives, and I loved it. And then I came to a crossroads where I was like, well, I could buy another knife because I was feeling that itch. You know the itch I'm talking about. It's like, I'm feeling the itch. But instead of buying another knife, I started modifying this one, and it was so satisfying. Because then not only do I have a knife that I really love to carry, this one still gets a lot of pocket time, but it's now officially 100% mine. I don't know anybody else that has it set up exactly like this. Oh my goodness. We got Top Dog with the 370. He says 3.5 bones for 3.7 thousand subs. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Top Dog coming in clutch. Appreciate you. Mikey Daly says, Old Faithful bug out like the Glock. Man, ain't that the truth? Knife Nut 69 says, I'm off today, so I've been switching every time I go past my knives. You know, I work from home, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm just carrying everything that, you know, like is in my office, which is a lot of knives. If you guys can see my desk right now, I probably have about 20 knives sitting on it, which is dangerous. Or is it? I don't know. I haven't cut myself in, what is it, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I'm going on a streak, and right after I got more band-aids. That's the ironic part. Doesn't it always happen like that? You cut yourself when you don't have band-aids, like on accident. And then you get band-aids, and all of a sudden there are no accidents. Murphy's Law, and that's a fact. We got Chris Hole in the house, says, I want to see that loop again, please. The retention ring is by Wiseman Company. It's called the Signet Ring. And it goes in to the backspacer and plugs in. It does still have the hole for the lanyard hole, but honestly, I don't care. I switched over my MXG deep carry clip from my paramilitary 2 because I don't carry my paramilitary 2 as much as I want to. I want to modify it. It's just not on the priority list right now. And then of course, I also have the 5x5 Combat Solutions Pickpocket, which a ton of people are going to be like, listen, dude, you can put a zip tie on there and it's cheap and it does the same thing. I don't like the way it looks. And I know that that's a super princess thing to say, and I don't care because I care about how my knives look. I do. I want to like them. I go to all that expense, right, to modify it. Only to put a zip tie on it? I think not. I think not. That's right. We got voice effects too. Good stuff. And we got Dwayne Letterman says, just good old backlash today. You know what? The more I carry a knife, the more I like it, which is why when I do a review on a knife, like a full length review, I try to get some pocket time in there because I learned so much more about a knife than you can ever see from a first impression, which is sad to me because most people are mostly interested in first impressions. There's just much more of an audience for it. But I'm actually planning on doing some more overtime reviews. So for example, you'll notice that I did a first impressions of the Luft Concepts Avant, and then I didn't do a second video. I only have one video on the Avant. It didn't disappear. I still love that knife. What I'm doing is waiting to get enough pocket time on it so that I can do like a 90-day review. I'm going to do a full 90-day review and actually give a truly informed opinion, because sometimes I just don't have these knives long enough to give that truly informed opinion. And that's what I'm looking for. So believe it or not, that is coming down the pike. I've got so many knives. The Riot XOM is another knife that I did a first impressions and an overview, but no secondary video yet. I will be doing one. That one's also been getting a lot of time. We got other than intended purposes. I don't review a knife unless I have used it for at least 2 weeks. Fair enough, man. Bob Dakima says, I have a stock paramilitary 2 in 15V, and I'm not sure what mods I want to do. I would highly suggest minimum start with scales. And the great thing about a paramilitary 2 is there's so many good scale options out there. I know we just pulled up White Mountain Knives, but bear with me, okay? DNA Lasering is one of the coolest dudes. And he did the scales. He did these scales. Not only does he sell the scales, if you send him like a set of blank titanium scales, he'll engrave those for you. So he does good work. Let's check it out. Let's see what he's got. I know a lot of people are hot on like Metenboss and stuff, but trust me when I say DNA lasering is awesome. So the paramilitary 2, let's see what he's got. If you like skulls, check this out. It's not just laser engraved. This is deep relief. That is deep relief. He can do that kind of crazy work. He does great work. If you don't like the skulls, I totally get it. I'm not typically a skull guy myself, with prejudice and exception to the skull clip on the Chavez, because that's how they're supposed to be. But he does some crazy good work. Like, for example, check this out. Like, that's just cool, man. It's just cool. He has the We the People. The basket weave, I like this. Like, that's sick. It's bananas. And that's an engraved design that you don't see everywhere. Like, people would look at that and be like, what kind of crazy ass micarta is that? And you can be...
How about no, you crazy duck?
Listen. Like, that's cool. I kind of want that for my paramilitary too now. Why did I go here? Why did I look at this? This is your guys' fault. Thanks. My wallet does not thank you. Bob Dakima says, I've been looking at DNA lasering and he does sick work. Dude does great work. He also did the work on the scales that I had on my Yojimbo 2 that I sold to a coworker. And we got Stacy Bolster Blade says, good evening, Rollshambo. Good evening, Stacy. Good to see you. Thank you. Hey, and my man, Old Dominion EDC. I feel like it's been a minute, dude. Old Dominion. Good to see you in the crowd again. Knife Nut. Nope, that was a response. My bad. Let me see. Hey, we got my man El Cap Addict in the house as well. Dr. Drew Dude says, congrats, Rollshambo. Thank you, man. Thank you. Old Dominion says that the We the People design is what he did on his Demco scales. Nice. Nice. You know, I need to do a video on this one. So this is my AD 20.5. And if you ever saw I did a couple of videos on this when it was in its stock format. In its stock format, I did not like the price on it because I felt like it needed different scales and different material and the thicker handle scales. And so I put, these are the DNA lasering Viking rune scales. They're aluminum, they're not titanium, with a titanium backspacer and then a Lynch Northwest titanium pocket clip. And I gotta tell you, this is how the knife should have come from the factory. I'm not talking about the crazy design work on the scales. I'm talking about aluminum scales with an aluminum backspacer, although this one is titanium, and a better pocket clip. That would have justified the price for me, and I probably would have felt a lot better about my initial purchase. But I like it now that I've invested more into it to get it the way that I wanted it, the way that it should have been. I like it now. All right, I'm going to stop whining about it. Anyways, I need to do a video on this guy, following up with all the modifications that I've done to it and just how well it improves from stock with some modifications, because I think it's relevant to talk about. Josh Branson says, congrats, my guy. You deserve it and much more. Keep grinding and you'll reach it, brother. Thank you, man. We are on the road to 100,000. Sorry, I imagine that horn is probably a little annoying, but we're on the road to 100,000 and it might look impossible. Like, here we are, year in, 3,500 subscribers, 3,700 subscribers technically, and 100,000 seems so far away. But trust me when I say that if you put in the work and you have a vision and you're willing to make sacrifices for that vision, you can do a lot. And maybe we don't hit that 100K this year, maybe we don't hit it next year, but we will. The question is, will you be around to see it? I hope so. Everyone in this chat is super cool. Shout out to you. B Walsh says, I've kind of been waiting on the EDC-aholic scale to open up again for my paramilitary too. Nice. Stacy says that she loves aluminum scales. Me too. Aluminum is so underrated. Aluminum is like the little brother to titanium. They're very similar. They can both be anodized. They're both, rust resistant. Aluminum is actually technically a bit lighter, I think, per volume. I don't know. Aluminum always feels lighter, but it's underrated. And I'll always say that. I would rather have aluminum than G10 in most cases. Stacy says that she recently got the mini sheepdog button lock in aluminum and it's just adorable. It's sweet, has a special ting when it closes, so smooth. I'm all for some good knife ASMR. Listen, like I love good sounding ASMR for knives. And yeah, the ting. We all want it. We rarely find it, but when we do, it's always special. Dr. Drew Dude says, Stacy, I'm just realizing how much I like aluminum scales myself. I did think titanium was the only way. I used to think that as well. Good aluminum has changed my mind. And aluminum sounds, here's the problem. Aluminum sounds cheap, but it's actually not. If you ever look at how much aluminum costs, like when you buy it in bulk, it's expensive. It is, which is probably why we're not seeing as much of it right now. Anyways, guys, we're about halfway through the live stream, which means that we need to get this going. We got 37 people in here, or at least that's what my counter says. I don't know how accurate that is. However, I'm going to turn down the music because we need to actually start checking out some channels to raid. It's raid time, baby. That's right. That's right. So I'm going to need some suggestions because we're going to raid these channels and get this giveaway going. Now, I did mention that the CJRB Pyrite, this one is all black, and I'm going to take it out of the box just for you. We unboxed it earlier. We're going to take it out of the box just for you to show you what Top Dog donated to this giveaway. So here we go. Never been opened. We're going to break the seal, but we'll be gentle. I promise. Okay, here we go. Brand spanking new CJRB Pyrite, all black. The only thing that's not is the button. I'm going to get one flick in. Guys, this is the motif, okay? The all black with the silver button. So this is in the giveaway. Let's go ahead and check that detent. No detent lash. No detent lash. That's great. I'm going to put it back in the bag before it develops detent lash. Just in case that happened on mine because I flicked the crap out of it too much. So black CJRB Pyrite. The other knife that we are going to be giving away is the O-Knife Heron L1. Really sweet compound ground Wharncliffe blade from O-Knife. That one will come with the box and everything. This one has not been carried. This one has not been crazy carried. This one's really sweet. Excellent action. If you like reverse flicking, trust me when I say this one is awesome. So we'll be throwing that in there as well. And then we will also be throwing in a knife that I have not actually reviewed yet, but I will put up a video before I send this out. This is the Reccomended Peacock. Brand new knife from Reccomended. We've already reviewed a couple knives from them. Action is great. Great action. Nice drop point blade. I like the blue color. Believe it or not, I know that blue is loud, but I like it. So, all 3 of these knives will be going to one person. I will also be including a bunch of knife stickers. And of course, my unending gratitude for being a supporter of the channel, which I think is the real prize.
How about new?
It is. It's the real prize, I promise. Let me see here. We got other than intended purposes says, I like aluminum scales more than on line G10. Line G10 is okay.